Level 2 has begun. This is SportsRage. We're kicking it with Paul Bovey, the international globetrotter that he is. The New York, not the Harlem Globetrotter, the New York. He's the Tribeca Globetrotter. But,
it's true.
It's probably a good thing, Paul. One of the reasons I'm sure. I know. That's why I brought it up.
I lived in
yeah. Of course you did. The actors. You live with Robert De Niro and stuff. Tyra Banks, and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I had a bar. De Niro came in there one night. Anyway.
I'm living next to Benny Ricciardi talking fantasy. You're with Robert De Niro. Meet Benny and Corey Parsons in Jersey.
I'm not a fan of De Niro. I was until he got up on the podium a couple years ago. Nothing to do with his comments, but I don't think it was a forum to use profanity at an award ceremony. But that's just me. So I'm not a De Niro fan. Well, love his movies, but that's my opinion. Yeah.
So I just wanted this is funny. I saw this tonight. And New York is always looking for more ways to squeeze people, but this is a new one. The city of New York, they want the runners to pay a toll to cross the bridge for the New York City Marathon.
What?
They want $750,000 to cross the Brooklyn Bridge on the marathon.
Enough is enough. That's sick.
What you imagine? Imagine doing a marathon with a Nigerian guy running, a Kenyan guy running along, stopping. You got to get the money out. You got to throw the quarter in when you run there to keep running. Is it part of it?
What about Easy Pass? I mean, can you carry a transponder?
I saw this on like a toll. In the mayor, what do you want the guy went from Kenya to pull out an Easy Pass? Yeah, here's my card, guys. Yeah. Beep, beep. I just thought you have to stop. You go through the toll. Only New York would be like, yeah, listen, let's squeeze the runners for $750K to cross the bridge.
That's unbelievable. That's
unbelievable. The marathon people are like, screw you. We bring a lot of money to this city because they're like, we lose money because you're using our bridge. They're like, it's a New York City marathon. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, think about all the people in the hotels.
In New York City. That's the
point. Settle down, Turkey. Like, what's happening here? Yeah, greed.
Gotta love New York, man. I love this. Only New York would sit there in an office and say, you know what? These son of a bitch bastard joggers they're crossing the bridge for free. We're going to put an end to this. I almost like it. The statement actually is. I love the statement, too, from them. Sorry, Paul. It was almost like, I love the way she worded it. New Yorkers love Marathon Sunday, but taxpayers cannot be expected to subsidize a wealthy non-government organization like the New York Road Runners Association.
You know what? You could make an argument that they are wearing out the concrete. So in that regard, maybe they should pay a toll. You know?
Yeah, with their new
what a world that we're in. We're debating whether marathon runners got to pay a toll across the bridge.
What?
I like what somebody said on Twitter. Welcome to the New Jersey Marathon soon, Cam. He'll move to Jersey like everything else. You're like, you know what? Screw you. We're going to run the streets of Jersey.
Yeah, go Jersey.
They're not going to charge us $750K to cross the bridge.
Amazing.
That's just insane.
Who do you like in the men's Final Four now that we're down to the Final Four here?
Well, look, some teams you could say have the hallmark of that of a team of destiny. And I went against NC State once. I'm not going to do it again. I'm probably going to take the points here, and I understand ED, but there's something to be said about DJ Burns, and maybe they have some length in Diarra that could possibly limit Edie in the way of his production. So I'm going to go with NC State here. I have to grab these points, and maybe Purdue is a little bit overhyped at this point. So,
I like where you're going with that. I brought it up. Listen, he's 7'4", 300 pounds. Nobody really has anything to match that, but Burns is 6'9", 300 pounds. So at least you got a big body there. And I like what you talked about the Diarra guy. And how long is this Ramadan for anyways? Like, is he going to have to fast still? You know what? The game starts later. He's going to be fine. He hasn't been eating or drinking during these games, guys.
Hold on, the last one. Ramadan? No. I'm down with the halal market down. It lasts longer than you think. I think actually it's deeper than you think it is. Yeah, very
I know,
long.
but my point is you only have to fast until sunset. and the game is going to start after sunset.
Fair
like
enough.
The Sunday game was earlier in the afternoon, and he got screwed over with the timing. Like the other games, he was able to eat at halftime and stuff. Like most of the tournament, he's able to eat at the half. Like they got the clock, like they're like 5:46, boom, and then they feed him right away on the bench. Right? No, he's hardcore. He's not breaking the. He's hardcore. This guy. Dude, I saw him in the last game. Yep. Everybody was drinking Gatorade next to him, and he was just sitting there with his head down. I'm thinking, this poor kid's been running up and down the court all day with nothing to drink or eat.
I got to tell you, Morency, that store, when they're going in for Ramadan, I saw a guy drop about $5,000 worth of goat and other stuff. When it's done, these guys party and eat, and it's
I was in a taxi once, and the guy said to me, he goes, "Do you mind if I eat?" And I was like, "I don't care." This guy wolfed it down. He goes, "I haven't eaten in 12 hours. He was like, "I've been fine." He was like, he's in the car. He's like, to the second, Cam. He was looking at the clock, and he was like, boom. Yeah. He was like,
those guys are committed, though.
I told him, I said, that's how poor people live every day. He goes, "It's so hard, my friend." I said, that's how poor people live every day. They don't eat.
Anyway.
I'm just being real. So Diarra's like any other kid playing street ball. I agree with you, though. I think NC State can hang around. They've matched up against all types of elite teams. They haven't just lucked out to get here. What about Bama and UConn? What about as a whole? Do you think anyone could beat UConn? Because I don't think so. I think UConn are winning it all.
I don't think so. And Bama is an over team, but certainly the number reflects that. They haven't had two straight unders for quite some time. I don't know. I just don't have a strong opinion on that. So I'll probably take a pass and just stick with NC State and see where it lands.
Futures on UConn, and I'm thinking the one thing that they can do, Alabama is the one team, you talked about it when St. John's tried to do it. Alabama does it at a very, very good level. Like, they can actually, I think they can hang in this game. I think UConn's going to win, but Alabama's dangerous with their pace of play.
If they hit, Alabama's got to, obviously, it's simple to say, but they got to hit their threes. But you know what their problem's going to be? Bama's not good defensively. And another thing is Alabama are not very big. UConn can play fast, but are big, right? The Klingon kid's 7'2". Caravan's like another really, 7 foot, whatever.
He's a monster.
Like they've got 2 7-footers that both run. Like that's going to be a problem for Purdue. I think Purdue survives, but they don't cover against NC State. And then Zach Edey will meet his match because UConn will have the players to be able to eat the fouls up with them. How they call the games is going to be massive as well. Anything on the women's, Paul? You've been betting the women's at all? We got about 20 seconds, 15 seconds.
No, I haven't. It's certainly been entertaining, and but that number at 76 in the first half, boy, that's tempting. I'm tempted to go under. I really am. Just
Iowa
too
UConn.
High.
The Iowa UConn game?
No, Alabama.
Oh, Alabama game. Okay.
That's the first.
Need the second one in a major way.
Okay. All right.
Need the second one here for you. 74-61. The sweat. It's all live bets. There's nothing from.
Oh, we missed it. Get my three.
Hit it.
Come on.
Hit it.
Stop.
Hit it.
Yeah!
Oh,
we got
God.
it. Foul him. Foul him.
Only on SportsGrid.
Is it pretty much cut and dry that NC State is the biggest surprise of the weekend? I mean, I don't think anybody's bracket had the Wolfpack going this far.
I think they're going to find a way to keep this one close. And we all know Purdue's tournament history under Matt Painter. They've had a lot of early exits when they've been good teams, and maybe this is the time they'll exercise their demons. It's kind of like when Virginia lost to that 16-seed UMBC.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Let's do this thing. We'll get that video up of Caitlin Clark that I tweeted out earlier that I saw, in which it's just her, it's a daily routine. I know she takes more shots than that, but it's just sort of her daily thing. 100 3-point attempts, 100 mid-range jump shots, and 100 free throw attempts. And she just drills it, like casually says after. I usually do 70% from three. She had 63. She was happy with her mid-range stuff, but that's the whole thing. You don't just get good. That was the point of the video. The work that she puts in the offseason is how she got to where she is. Going to be a super cool game on Friday night, man, against UConn and company. Down to the women's Final Four. George Kurt steps up and in right now. George, Cam, the Vancouver Canucks, George, are out shooting the Phoenix Coyotes right now, 15-3, but it's scoreless. I hate games like this. Like, we're on the fence here. Like, they need to score, man. Like, they need to eventually score. Captain Chalk, are you Captain Canuck tonight, Kurtz? You got to be, bro. Come on.
I believe I saw that you played the LA parlay today, the Kings and the Dodgers. Well, I went the Vancouver Kings parlay today. So, yes, I'm on Vancouver. So, it worries me that Arizona's going to score, one goal or two goals on 9 shots and win this game, because it's one of those nights where you can't beat the goaltender. Just score once. Let the dam open here. Score once, Vancouver, and here we go.
Yeah. Cam's on the Coyotes tonight.
I am. Oh,
I thought you were a friend of the Canucks, but evidently
you know
not.
what, Gabe? I've been a friend of the Canucks till I look at my account and I did settle bets, and I got a lot of negatives with Vancouver.
They hurt you last night, didn't they?
Last couple of weeks, I've been.
I know. They lost to Dallas. They lost to the Kings. They lost to Vegas. Like,
this is a big game. Edmonton's losing. I need the Canucks to win. Edmonton's losing. Canucks are winning.
I'm on Dallas.
Down.
Are we on Dallas?
That whole thing's getting real right now with the Oilers and the Canucks, actually.
It is. It's getting very real. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the Dallas Stars. I bet on the Stars tonight. What are they up?
Excellent.
2-0?
2-0. Kings are up 3-0. This is perfect. Good starts.
I don't know. The standings always change. So whoever they play, the Canucks are going to be in tough. But you talked about it with the line, Cam, sort of being a little bit trappish. The Canucks did play last night, but I swear this reminds me, we've also had games like this, but I remember in the Olympics, the last Olympics, there was, I think it was it was Russia, it was Czech Republic or something. I think it was, I forget who it was. It was like a power versus like Latvia. It was the same freaking thing, man. Like I think Russia had like 42 shots on goal, and Latvia, whatever the team was, the other team literally had like 4 shots on goal.
It was Latvia.
It went into the third period scoreless. Yeah, it wasn't Russia though. I think it was Sweden. Might have been whoever the hell it was.
Latvia
It was like one of the
same
favorites.
thing to Canada. We outshot them like 56-12, and we lost that game because their goalie stood on his head. It happens all the time. Gabe,
yeah, these scoreless games, like you got to get a goal in the second period here. Like if you're Vancouver, otherwise you're going to lose going into the third period. They're going to score early in some weird bounce. The next thing you know, you're chasing. So let's hope they can pull this out. Major League Baseball right now. Well. The Los Angeles Dodgers have a 4-1 lead. Kurt, you like that?
Damn, I get 2.5.
Yes, I do like that. I like that. I do like that. Of course you like that. Glasnow's on the mound.
Look, we have the Giants plus 2.5. Yeah, sorry, it's 4-1.
They roped me in with that line on FanDuel. I'm like, ooh, I'm getting the Giants.
Okay, Ohtani's up right now. This is it. He's got to hit a home run, man. Hit a home run, bro.
Today? Alvarez hit 2 home runs today?
Come on.
Is this Ohtani day?
You're right. He's up right now. He's trying. He just tried to kill one. He fouled it up on home plate.
Want to make a bet on George. That? What do I get?
I just think this seems to be the day.
No,
right?
I'm already down like hundreds of dollars betting this home run prop this year.
I was gonna say, what are we gonna do? Like a single, double home run? I'll take out at. I'll lay juice too, but I don't want to be that guy. That's me.
Let's see.
A real jerk.
In one outcome. All right, here it is. All right, you can bet it actually. Pretty good with the modern 5G stuff. They have it. Hit plus 425, strikeout plus 110, walk 11-1. All right, and now that it's in play, let's see what happens here. Come on, Ohtani, hit the home run, bro. Plus 310 tonight.
What's out?
Come on.
Are you still playing it every night?
Oh.
Out?
Left field.
Out.
There we go.
Hit it nice, but that wasn't close to gone. Nice shot. Please. What are you going to do? Are you still playing the home run, the Ohtani home run prop every night?
I went bigger today than normal.
He's invested. For the season, he's got to do it every night now. You have to, Gabe. Like you have to.
Yeah, no, I have to. Yeah. You stop. Yeah, no, there's no choice now. Cam, I'm going bigger now. Now I'm like, now it's due.
Know what he's going to do
happening tonight. He's going to Wrigley. Next up is Wrigley. Is it tomorrow? No, is it an off day and then Friday? Whatever. I'll look at the schedule. I think they have an off day and then Friday. But Wrigley is this weekend, guys.
Once he gets,
he's going to hit like 5
He's
of them.
going to do it in spurts. He's like Austin Matthews, hat trick, 2. He's just going to go nuts for a while. So you got to keep on doing it. That's the way it works. George knows.
Just going to break it.
This would be.
He'll be fine.
This would be a bigger.
I'm not betting it anymore.
That's when you miss out. This would be a bigger story if the Dodgers weren't winning, right? Yes. But the Dodgers are 6-2 on the season. But the fact of the matter is, like Ohtani, he's struggling. Like, you know what I mean? Like his numbers are not good this year. You know, like in the last couple of games, I don't know if he's feeling pressure at home. He's stepping up after, but he's not. You know, what's his average as of right now? I'm going to get the updated box score. Let's check in with the props actually. So Mookie Betts, 1 for 2 this evening.
His average probably went down.
Mm-hmm.
Mookie Betts he's only hitting 500 now.
Oh.
After that, after all this,
put him on the bench.
Yeah, he's at 500.
Put him on the bench.
Shohei Ohtani also. So I got over 1.5 with both of them. They both singled only. Freddie Freeman is 0 for 2. Will Smith is 1 for 2. I don't know how the Dodgers have gotten to 4 runs here tonight, actually.
Weren't the total bases all minus tonight? You've been saying all week that
they finally moved it tonight.
Minus. Yeah.
Dude, last night, Mookie Betts was plus 115 last night.
Yeah.
He was minus 125 today. 40 cent. The party's over, Kurtz. Vancouver's on the power play right now, guys.
I think they might have scored. They've locked it. Yep, they just did.
Boom! Uh-oh. There it is.
Now I'm in trouble.
God, I'm still watching the power play. They're still passing it around.
Are they? See that?
JT Miller passes to the point here. Wrist shot.
There it is. An idiot. I'm on the Stars. I'm on the Kings. Like I get cute with the Coyotes. What a stooge I am. I'm just an idiot. Now the Canucks are going to win. Great.
lifestyle of Cam Stewart. Poor Cam. Cam's like staring at a sportsbook screen, and like his heart stops when it freezes. You're like, oh, they're about to score.
Honestly, God,
You're not even watching the game. You're not even getting any light and joy out of it. You're like, oh, it froze, and then the goal comes. Like,
no joy out of like very little things these days. I gotta tell you.
Calling sports news back in the day. Remember that's calling sport 976-1313 for all your sports news instantly. That was a joy.
I don't think I get this game though, Gabe. Is it blacked out?
I spent a lot of money on those phones.
I'm watching Swedish women's highlights versus Denmark. Anyway, we're hitting a break. I got to go change the channel.
Hope you want Sweden.
Crap.
You know what? You probably don't get it. Like, it's not like they're national. Like, why? It's not a national game. It's all regional. This stuff. So 1-0. That was big. Yeah, exactly. I think they might be going on the power play again. They are. Vancouver's going on the power play again. Bury them now. Sorry, Cam. Bury them now. Yeah, bury them now. Let's go.
The Coyotes got rabies, and they've been shot, and they're like trying to get back to
They just tripped them in the middle of center ice. It was blatant, too. It's like, guys, like you just put them right back. You tripped him, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's the best. He tripped him, Ralphie. Miss that. All right, I'm done.
It's a Racky trip.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, too? The Canucks is one of those deals. The Canucks have had like a million like really crazy good scoring chances, and the goalie's made saves. And you saw that goal, Kurtz. He just flicked it at the net, and it went in. He didn't do it. He just flicked it, and it went in. Like, that's how you score.
That's the first.
Need the second one in a major way.
Okay. All right.
Need the second one here for you. 74-61. The sweat. It's all live bets. There's nothing from.
Oh, we missed it. Get my three.
Hit it.
Come on.
Hit it.
Stop.
Hit it.
Yeah!
Oh,
We got it. Foul him. Foul him.
Only on SportsGrid.
Is it pretty much cut and dry that NC State is the biggest surprise of the weekend? I mean, I don't think anybody's bracket had the Wolfpack going this far.
I think they're going to find a way to keep this one close. And we all know Purdue's tournament history under Matt Painter. They've had a lot of early exits when they've been good teams, and maybe this is the time they'll exercise their demons. It's kind of like when Virginia lost to that 16-seed UMBC.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right. There's a couple of ways of looking at this. I am Gabriel Morency. This is SportsRage. We'll get into the Rangers and Devils in a minute, but Pettersson, arguably the Canucks' best player, whatever. He's making $12 million a year now, $13 million a year, whatever. So Pettersson just got smoked, like smoked. He had his head down. Totally clean hit. JT Miller after said, all right, I'm going to fight the guy that just did that to Pettersson. Some people will say, you know what, that's what you do. You're standing up for your teammate. That's the type of guy JT Miller is as an assistant captain. We were just talking about how he's a scrappy guy. But the other part of me hates this. Every time somebody gets body checked, guys, it doesn't mean you have to start a fight after. That's hockey.
Agreed.
You know what I mean, Ken? Like, if it's a cheap shot, then you murder the guy after. But if it's just hockey, then you get back to the bench and you go, all right, guys, keep your head up and let's smoke someone else back cleanly after. It's like starting a fight after your quarterback got sacked, Kurtz. All right, you got hit. You got caught your head down. That's hockey. There's no need to start a fight after for it and risk an injury. JT Miller, you're not a fighter. What if you break your hand, bro? The playoffs are in 2 weeks. Come on.
That's it.
Come on.
If I'm talking, that's what I'm mad about. I don't want you banging your knuckles off helmet, off the visor, and you cut yourself up there, and now you're not the same player for the playoffs.
You know what it is, guys? They always assume when a guy gets laid out, it's cheap. Some guys just have their head down. It's
rarely cheap.
Pay attention.
And it wasn't even that bad. Pettersson's a big dude. He got up. He was fine. He got hit. Whatever. He got hit. Back to what we talked about. JT Miller's looking for a reason to fight. And then he got beat up. Even worse. He ate like 5 shots to the face and it got knocked down.
That hurt. It didn't feel good.
It is.
McBain took it easy on him. It was like boom, boom, boom. And you see Miller after he said like thanks. He was like, yeah, thanks, buddy. Like, thanks for not killing me. And they went back to the bench. He had nothing to say in the penalty box.
Amazing.
Sometimes he'll keep John Miller. Was like, thanks, buddy. Yeah. No, but Miller did that for the code, right, Cam? He did that just because in his mind, that's the code. Even if I eat a punch, my teammates, I'm doing this, whatever. Somebody else should do it instead of you. That's my point.
When I was young, and I think when Eric Cairns, George Nolan, he played for the Islanders and the Florida Panthers. He played for the Burlington Selects. That guy could have ended my life instantly. And then once you're like done, because you hit a guy in the nuts and it's like, okay, let's go. That guy literally at the end is like, I could kill him. No, code. Just roll him over. The ginger's dead. And then I ran into him in Burlington. I go, man, you could have killed me that night. He goes, I could have killed a lot of people. That guy, Gabe, he's like 6'10" on skates. After I'm like, uh-oh, bam, he gone. Like, yeah, that's the thing. I got murdered, man. Like, I mean, beat the crap out of. But that's the thing. That's the code. You can't, when a guy's already done, it's over. Don't hurt him anymore. But
in the older days of hockey, even in the goon days, if somebody got checked hard, they didn't start fights for it after.
No, you're right. Gabe.
Right? It was like, whatever, we'll check someone back hard after ourselves, but we're not starting a fight because we got hit. But no one gets hit anymore. You know what it is? It's a very similar, Kurtz, to like football, where if somebody gets lit up, they throw a penalty no matter what.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, he spread out. And it's like, just because he spread out doesn't mean it was illegal. Right? But, anytime there's like a really violent, like, boom, it's a penalty, even if it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying, Kurtz? You see that in football.
Think about the baseball game last week with Jeff McNeil at second base. No, fielders aren't used to getting hit anymore. Too. But the same thing, Hoskins slid into him. Nobody breaks up double plays anymore. McNeil's not used to it. Right? He didn't protect himself. And all of a sudden it's a bench clearing brawl. Stupid. There's nothing wrong with the play. But you see, it's no sports. No one wants hard hits anymore.
So what about tonight with the Rangers and Devils tonight? They started the game with a good old-fashioned line brawl.
It was great.
It's okay, cool. I don't have a problem with it. It's fun old-school hockey, but it's lame. They're all wearing visors.
Yes.
Like,
fighting's idiotic.
You can't.
I hate that stuff in that game.
What are you doing, Cam? Like, you can't fight with a visor. What's the point?
Take off your helmet. And you're punching into it.
You get an additional penalty? What's the rule?
You do that.
You get an additional penalty?
They even tried that where if Gabe and I were going to fight, I would take Gabe's helmet off. He would take my helmet off.
Yeah. Because that's what I was going to say. I would just rip. I don't care, Cam. If I got into a fight with a guy and I was that pissed enough, I would just rip his effing helmet off. I'm not going to punch him in the visor. Like, what's the point?
Freaking helmet.
That's what you should do first, right? Probably the first thing you do is
no one ever does that in hockey. Knee someone in the nuts, like MMA stuff. Oh, like knee him in the face. People, no, you can't do that. I wish we could see my uncle's brawl, the brawl at the mall. There's no video. I wish we could. Cam's heard the audio. What is? Butter just got sucker punched. Remember? They sucker punched Butters from the back. Boom.
John Garrett. That's the best. It's the best. Oh, man. You're right, Gabe. They made the movie
I'll send you the audio.
Baseball. It's amazing.
I've heard the audio. You said it 3 years ago.
Oh,
yeah. It's laugh out loud funny. Like, it's literally like 22 minutes and it cuts off. It went on longer, but the announcers, Bob Newsmart, was so good too. Like the way they split it up. There were so many fights going on. He's like, you take that side of the rink and I'll take this side of the rink. And the best part is how it starts. They're like, there's Brackenberry and Butters going at it in the corner. And it starts with that. And then I like how, like, midway through the brawl, he goes, Brackenberry's the one that started all this. Now he's just having a laugh standing at the bench all by himself. So, like, he's like, and then it started again. He's like, oh, no, here's Brackenberry again. Yeah, they had to call the cops. Like, it was like a whole, it's a great story. There's a YouTube, I don't know, there's no 30 for 30 on it. They did a feature on it, though. And there's in those days, too, they all got on the same plane after. Like, they weren't rich enough, the WHA. So they all got on the same plane after the brawl, the two teams. And they were worried. So one of the teams was already on the plane. And they said, like, it looked like an infirmary, like it was like a warplane. Like, everybody was messed up. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody had beers and were drinking and popping pills and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
amazing.
It was like everyone's, like, shaking and, like, bleeding and stuff. And then Butters walked on the plane, and Foligno walked on, and everyone was like, oh, God, what's going to happen? And it was all silent. And then somebody out of the blue just said, hey, Butters, your face looks like crap. You know what I mean? Everyone had a big laugh. It cut the ice. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Everyone
great names, too. Like Brackenberry, Butters. You don't get that stuff. Like that's classic. The guy's name is Bill Butters. Like, what a name.
There was a lot of famous people in that fight, too. Like, Larry Plow was on the ice. He became the GM of the St. Louis Blues. John Garrett, Chico, the goalie, he was on the team. He got into a fight. It was the New England Whalers and the Minneapolis St. Paul Fighting Saints.
You must
My
hear
uncle was
Cheech
on the Saints.
He's Vancouver Canucks guy. Cheech does a lot of your
he retired.
Canucks local. Oh, he's done now, eh? Oh, okay. Because I only get the
last year
national
was
broadcast.
his last year.
I love John
he's
Garrett.
done.
Great guy. Funniest. That guy's hilarious. Amazing.
So Shohei Ohtani, we got to get some more hits here going on here. Take a look at the overnight card. Let's check back in with the National Hockey League. So I told you guys, I don't know how you feel about it, but I've gone on record. My pick, Kurtz and Cam, to win the Western Conference, the Dallas Stars, and they're flexing their muscle tonight against the Edmonton Oilers. I think they're the team. I think that's the team that I'm pulling for the Canucks. But when people ask me, who am I? What's the team? I got Dallas winning the West, guys. And tonight is one of the reasons. Look at what they're doing. Look what they're doing in Edmonton.
Ottinger is not even playing.
They've fallen short so many times, Cam. There's a hungry team, Dallas. They're finally going to get there, bro. Like they're
not even getting great goaltending this year. If Ottinger gets fire,
you're right.
These guys, nobody. That's who. The guy's save percentage was under 900. Watch when if he gets playoff Ottinger, lights out. Dallas Stars are going to the Cup. That's simple.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. If Ettinger, I don't even need playoff Ettinger. I don't need that series that you and I were watching that one Monday night where we lost in overtime. But if he's just better than he was in the regular season, he'll be
better in the playoffs. He'll raise it up a notch.
I do worry about Vegas. I don't know how Hurdle's going to fit in here. I'm interested in the next couple of weeks to see how that works, but that should help there. If they can stay healthy, if Stone
I don't think their
back.
their goaltending isn't as good as last year. Maybe one of those guys gets hot, right?
Hill can't stay healthy for more than a month. Then he's banged up again.
And Thompson's hit or miss.
Right. It's their goaltending is not, and the defense hasn't been as good either as it was last year. A lot of moving pieces there. Peter Angelo just came back because he was out.
I told you guys. I told Pharrell this like last week. We were talking about it. No one's going to like it, and me and Cam talk about it all the time. Non-traditional hockey markets. It bothers people in Vancouver that never won a cup. Edmonton would die. People in Toronto would literally like take 5 years off their life for a Leafs Cup if they told them like. And then you get people in Tampa that win, Vegas and win, Carolina, and these cities that don't even care about hockey. And it's going to happen again. It's going to be Dallas versus Carolina in the Cup.
Could be.
Maybe Hull won't be in the crease this time.
Although the Carolina Hurricanes, they do care. They have very good fans. The Caniacs are hardcore. That's a tough place to play.
Good call,
the fans
Morency.
are loud. They're really into it. And so are Dallas Star fans. But I'm just talking about it's NASCAR football country. They don't live and breathe hockey. You know what I'm saying?
The thing about Carolina is they have a lot of transplanted Northeastern people that like moved there in the triangle to like the jobs and stuff. Like Blessing told me there's a huge Western New York base there in Carolina. So they do
North Carolina is not like some hick place. No, Raleigh Durham is a big it's a cool spot.
They're all right. It's just
Charlotte's banking country.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring, all the banks, but Raleigh Durham's pretty fun. So 1-0 for the Canucks. More on the other side. This is SportsRage. Let's roll. 22-7 shots on goal.
That's the first.
Need the second one in a major way.
Okay. All right.
Need the second one here for you. 74-61. The Sweat. It's all live bets. There's nothing from.
Oh, we missed it. Get my three.
Hit it.
Come on.
Hit it.
Stop.
Hit it.
Yes!
Oh,
we got it. Foul him. Foul him.
Only on SportsGrid.
Is it pretty much cut and dry that NC State is the biggest surprise of the weekend? I don't think anybody's bracket had the Wolfpack going this far.
I think they're going to find a way to keep this one close. And we all know Purdue's tournament history under Matt Painter. They've had a lot of early exits when they've been good teams, and maybe this is the time they'll exercise their demons. It's kind of like when Virginia lost to that 16-seed UMBC.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Cam's desperate plea. It says, I'm not coming at you, but it's just like, you even said, well, at least that plus 3.5 came in. Now you're like, well, maybe they're not going to win San Francisco, but can you give me the plus 2.5? Right?
You know what, Morency? I'm going to be honest with you. Last night,
you're hanging on. You're clinging to like straws here. Plus 3.5, plus 2.5.
You're so right. And I got to be honest with the show. When we started, I'm like, wow, I'm winning every hockey game. And then Ottawa lost. Flames, I bet, when they were down. They lost
that was last
2.
night, though. But you're on the Dallas Stars tonight. You're on Dallas. That's a win. They're winning 5-0.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, Morency? We talk about the tug of war. Like, you got to have a couple, like, win one, lose one. You got to have a little, you know what I mean? Let's build it. That's the whole thing. It's like you give, you take. But, I need some Masters monies, man. That's next, couple weeks. We need some winners.
Listen, none of us are perfect, but my only advice, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but my only advice would be, you want to tighten things up before the Masters and stuff, just lay off some of the bad teams. You know what I mean? There's some of these bad teams you're betting, like at times, like they just like to for the sake of it.
Oh, I'm with you. But take it.
You know what I'm saying?
But hold on. I just want to, this isn't Lionel Hutz. Let me defend my case. The Montreal Canadiens have been
besides the Canadiens, like I'm talking the Sharks, the Sabres of the world, you know what I mean? All those other teams.
Last game 62, but you're right. There's too many bad pieces of trash that are part of our portfolio, and George will attest to that as well.
Yeah, the trash the smell will outdo the flowers.
Yeah, you're right.
Couple runs to the Giants.
Oh no! Oh boy, it is. It's 4-3.
There we go. Everybody's ripping on the Bear, eh? There we go. I don't care if the Dodgers win. By 2 or less. That's all I care.
You know what's crazy? The Dodgers are winning 4-3 now, and they're minus 330. I'm like, can we make it happen?
Like, what's going on here?
Minus 330. Like, you're getting plus 240 down 1 run only. Like, the thing is,
I gotta tell you, I want to do
Glasnow's still on the hill, and it's funny. I was just about to say, I'm kind of surprised Glasnow's still out here going into the 6th. Now he's getting hit. Lesson learned. Pull him after 5, man. The modern pitcher can only do 5.
He's hung a couple curveballs.
Serious question, fandom aside. Do you not see major value on exactly what you said, Gabe? If you weren't a Dodger fan, you'd be biting at this stuff. It was like the Blue Jays up a run. You'd be like, oh, yeah, click, 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 click. Dodgers bullpen
it is insanity that, like, it's 4-3, a close game, and the Dodgers are now 360. It goes up.
That's ridiculous.
Strike one.
The only thing is, like, they'll probably score a couple of runs. Like, they've been pretty good at responding this year, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
why
would have pulled them after 5.
The Giants in this situation, because the Dodgers are going to score runs. They're not going to be shut down the next 3 innings, 4 innings in this case.
That's what I'm saying.
That makes the most sense. Can we take a live over? Because both teams are going to score.
Oh, God. Now the ball got away from Will Smith to the backstop. And they just got a free base.
Over. Let's go.
I would agree. Because I think the Dodgers will score runs. They're going to be like, oh, crap, we better score a couple of runs. Like, they will. So one thing the Dodgers, who in the past haven't been good at, they've been pretty good late in games. Like that's the 7th to 9th inning type of deal. They've come back a couple of times already this year, which they haven't had a lot of heart in the past, I'll be honest. It's funny, too. You know who they credit? Not Ohtani, not Yamamoto, Teoscar Hernandez.
I love that guy.
Like they say, Cam, that like his personality in a clubhouse is what the Dodgers needed. Like you know what I mean? Well, like the Dodgers are kind of like emotionless at times. Like you've seen, like they're all so good.
Yes.
Like they'd hit grand slams and no one even gets up. Like some teams celebrate too much, Cam. The Dodgers are like, oh, okay, good job. Like,
well, the problem
like they're kind of mercenary-ish. Like they have a little bit more passion now.
Yes. The Blue Jays had 9 guys like that. Vladimir, Manoah.
Yeah.
Oscar.
It's good to have like 2 guys like that.
Yes.
That was San Diego's problem, guys, last year. Too many guys like that. You've got to have a balance.
Agreed, buddy.
You can't have all fun. It's sort of like good cop, bad cop, right? Good teacher, good teacher, bad teacher. Like you can't have everybody in the clubhouse that's just a funny guy that wants to listen to music and be happy, right? You need a couple of dudes that are going to be like, you know, set the tone. Hey, listen, we need to talk. That was the thing with PK Subban. Subban's not a bad guy. He's just very unhockey-like. So it pissed people off in hockey. They would lose a game, and he'd be listening to music in his stall, right? And he'd put music on, and he'd be the same after a win or a loss. Like, he'd still be smiling. Well, guys, we tried, and, it didn't work tonight. All right, great game tonight. We won. And people are like, does he care? But PK was just sort of more of the modern sort of athlete as a whole, right? Let me ask you, Kurtz, about this. I don't know if you heard about this in New York. And I like Boomer Esiason. So I'm not coming after Boomer, but I think it was a dumb take he had here. He attacked Pete Alonso for going to a country music show on Saturday night because the Mets are off to a slow start. It's like, dude, the baseball season, 162 games. This isn't football, Boomer, where he went out on a Saturday night.
Not to mention, it's
the first week of the season, Kev. The guy went to a country music show at 9 o'clock at night. I read the quote. It's a bad look. It's disgraceful. What do you mean it's disgraceful? Guy's not out at 5 in the morning at a strip club.
He can never go out. He can never. So Alonso can never go out.
What, 162 games? The whole year.
What about on a day off? Is he allowed to go out on a day off? The Mets have been rained out. Can he go out tonight?
Yeah,
they rained out.
Sure.
Is he allowed? What about last night?
I thought it was a bad take from Boomer.
It's a horrible
Let me read the quote. Let me read the quote here. And let me read the quote first so we get it right. But I was like, come on, Boomer. And like I said, I like him
too.
Get it here. I got so much stuff here. Yeah, Boomer comes on our network too, doesn't he? He's been going on the morning show. Boomer Esiason, Pete Alonso. Boomer had a bad take at the Super Bowl too about Vegas would be a disaster and stuff. Here he is. Yeah, Boomer Esiason blasts clueless Pete Alonso for concert attendance.
Clueless, a little steep there.
And at that point, by the way, Alonso was hitting. Yeah, I don't think he's done. I didn't do much Sunday and Monday, but at that point, he was hitting one of the Mets' only players who were hitting. Seattle scores again, by the way, 4-2 Kings.
You know what this is, though? It's like it was a little over the top, his take here. It's like the ones say, you know what, maybe, okay, fine. But, he went over to that. He goes, there was Shoeless Joe, and now there's Clueless Pete, Esiason said. Clueless Pete decides to go to a concert at UBS Arena, which he has every right to do. All right, you just kind of, if he has every right to do it, then stop right there. But if you want to talk about someone who doesn't understand the big picture and what's going on around here, you got to understand. You had all offseason to go to parties and screw around and go to concerts and do whatever you want. Nobody would say two bits about it. But when you go on a stage at a concert, after you've lost your first two games and have a game at 140 the next day, it's a bad look. I'm sorry, that's not partial to a winning athlete and a winning DNA and somebody who wants to lead their team out of the abyss. Anybody that knows the New York baseball scene knows Derek Jeter used to stay out till 6 in the morning with supermodels every night. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? If anything, Pete Alonso's all geeky. He's at a country dancing awkwardly and stuff. What do you want? It's 9 at night, too. Wasn't it 4 in the morning at a rave? It's a concert, country music show at 10 o'clock at night or whatever. Come on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Stupid.
Maybe Boomer had a bad day. I think it's a terrible thing. I mean, as you said, so nobody can go out from April through September. You can't do anything.
Look what he said. He had all off season to go out.
Well, but that's also a stupid take. Say a band that you like didn't play in those months. He wanted to go to this, and it was the start of the baseball season. It's 2 games in. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It's ridiculous. Baseball's a long season, man. The guy's still doing his thing. We've seen.
I just want to say though, and the thing is,
around Toronto party till 6 a.m. and pitch the next day, and all the other stuff that's going on. Oh, okay, right?
Oh yeah, no, I know for a fact that the year the Celtics won the championship, I remember, I lost money. I saw a bunch of it was all the big Celtic players were all at that underground bar across the street from the Score. It was 4 or 5 in the morning, and everybody was saying Kevin Garnett was there. He was really funny. Everybody on the street was like, we're going to bet against you tomorrow, man. You're all wasted. It's 5 in the morning. And he goes, you think this is my first time doing that? And he started laughing. He got into a taxi and drove away. He was having fun. He goes, trust me. He goes, trust me. You ain't beating us tomorrow. And they were like, dude, you're all wasted. He goes, you think this is the first time we've gone out? And they're like, and he was like, bet against us. Go ahead. I did. And the Celtics rolled the Raps. Other times, all kinds of times. there is the famous Esteban Loaiza story that's been told on the show often. There's all kinds. There's the unnamed football team that I knew that was partying all night that played the best game of the year. It happens. I remember one time we saw in the bar, it was there were the New Orleans Hornets at the time, weren't the Pelicans. It was like Chris Paul and those guys.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah. They were in a club, and you look over, and they were playing the Raptors the next day, like 12, like an afternoon game. And it was Saturday night, kind of late, and all the Hornets are there, and they're really partying hard and stuff. Like, they all have their shirts off, and there's girls, and they're like, they're really living it up. And we're like, oh, damn, man, these guys are playing tomorrow. And we're all like, man, maybe we should bet on the Raptors. And then remember at Cam, I'm like, oh, wait, there's Chris Bosh with them. There's Oakley with them. I was like, oh, the Raptors are with them. So all you guys out there, you think, oh, they're partying. Yeah, they're all partying together.
It's so true, man.
You think they don't talk to each other because they're in the league? No, they're all in the VIP area partying it up, and they're like, oh, see you in the morning at the gym,
Special athletes, like regular people could shake it off or whatever. Think about them. Like, they're the top of their game. You think drinking or whatever, they could do it on fumes, man. Like, it's just
like you said, exactly. They're 22 and 23 years old and stuff. Like, it's nothing to them.
Yeah, exactly. It's a joke. Like, it's.
If that was a problem, the Cowboys of the 90s would have never won, by the way. They were all coked up every damn day.
Yeah, they won a football game. Yeah, they should have done more, George. More partying.
Not that I advocate any kids tuning in to do that, just saying.
We don't give them bad advice.
Michael Irvin, Nate Newton.
Yes.
I told you, Kurtz, the Michael Irvin lie was great. There was an interview, and somebody said, Michael, did you think what you could have accomplished if you didn't do as much drugs and party as much as you did during your prime? He goes, I don't know. I won a national championship and 3 Super Bowls, so I because I really don't know what more I could have won. He goes, no, I don't really think I would have won anymore. He goes, I won 3 Super Bowls and a national championship. He said, like, I know. I would not have won 5. And he's kind of right. Like, if Michael Irvin didn't do coke, would he have won 5 Super Bowls, George? No. They won 3 Super Bowls. That was the run.
Unless he'd not doing coke would have kept Jimmy Johnson. And I don't think that's the reason Jimmy left.
I saw Michael Irvin doing some hits, and this guy was out of his tree, and he still, he got through it. Like, you could tell, like, the guys, like, George, you and David.
He sweats a lot on TV, you'll notice. He's on TV.
There was a couple that
I'll tell you what, Cowboys.
It just ain't sweat. I'm like, looking at this guy, his eyes are all over the place. I'm like, what's this guy? Hey, anyway, he gets through it. Like, he does what he does. So, more power to him.
He likes Irvin likes the hotel bar scene, after the TV hit the Marriott and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good times. For sure.
He gets in trouble a lot, though. He got away. I don't know what happened last time with that whole thing in Phoenix. I was right there, too. Someone said, hey, Morency, did you see Michael? I was like, no, I don't know what happened. Like, it was right there across the street from us when it happened. I literally was, like, outside when it happened.
Wow.
But I don't know what happened. No one really knows.
That's the first.
Need the second one in a major way.
Okay. All right.
Need the second one here for you. 74-61. The sweat. It's all live bets. There's nothing from.
Oh, we missed it. Get the 3.
Hit it.
Come on.
Hit it.
Stop.
Hit it.
Yes!
Oh,
we got
God.
it. Foul him. Foul him.
Only on SportsGrid.
Is it pretty much cut and dry that NC State is the biggest surprise of the weekend? I don't think anybody's bracket had the Wolfpack going this far.
I think they're going to find a way to keep this one close. And we all know Purdue's tournament history under Matt Painter. They've had a lot of early exits when they've been good teams, and maybe this is the time they'll exercise their demons. It's kind of like when Virginia lost to that 16-seed UMBC.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, we got to get a little NFL in here. For the record, Caleb Williams just went to dinner with the Bears tonight. Was it last night or tonight or whatever? All these days merge into one. So that's already done. They're already getting a head start on this. It's almost like they're planning like meetings now. You know, he's not even a Bear yet. Like Keenan Allen showed up at his pro day the other day. They're hanging out together. They're going out to dinner together all the time, which is pretty cool, actually, in a big picture. It's very rare. They're kind of like getting a head start, Kurtz, on camp almost. Like Caleb Williams and Keenan Allen are working out and stuff.
Yeah,
you can't
they have
stop
the
it.
first pick, so
If
they
they
can.
want to in the offseason, there it's they. You know, I'm not even on the Bears, but I want to work out, and here we go. So what do you think of the Stephon Diggs deal to Houston? I brought it up earlier, guys. Pretty crazy for the Houston Texans. They're the first team in NFL history to acquire a wide receiver with 100 or more catches, a running back with 1,000 or more yards, and a defensive player with 10 or more sacks in a year like Danielle Hunter had, Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs. All veteran players. Joe Mixon's not in his prime anymore. Diggs not in his prime anymore. Hunter is, still kind of right there. But if you're a winning football team, Kurtz and Cam, and you want to win, these guys are like, guys, this is win now. Like Houston are trying to win this year now. You got to like what Houston did here, Kurtz.
Go for the win before you got to pay the big money to the quarterback, right? That's what they're doing here. I think that's the sort of the what the NFL does nowadays.
Because God, they're going to have to pay C.J. Stroud $60 million a year.
Exactly.
Go for the
Great call by you, Kurtz.
Like the move.
Look at all the
It's gonna annoy us,
successful
though.
teams, Gabe. Seattle with Wilson. Purdy, San Francisco, even though they didn't win the big one. That's the way you got to do it, man. You got to get
Mahomes, Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Like, that's how they all do.
Got to win. It's going to drive us crazy as bettors, though, because Diggs, who's going to have the big day? Or, we're going to guess wrong a lot. It's going to drive me insane next year trying to figure out the props for these receivers. Who's going to be that guy that they're looking at that day to have the big game?
So it's a solid 1-2, though, with Diggs and Nico Collins.
Dell, too, is damn good.